Hey,
Good morning, Jonathan.
how are ya?
Doing good. A little different from the city.
A little bit, yeah. It's kind of the antithesis from the city, the concrete jungle. So we moved up here full-time a couple years ago when our daughter transitioned from 8th grade to high school. And we love it. It's the dichotomy is crazy because I'm still in the city all the time, but going from that element to this element, it's very different, very peaceful. So I'm just making breakfast. You want to come hang?
Yeah.
All right.
How many years have you been in the real estate business?
So I'm in my 24th year. I know I don't look it, but I got into it 2002, answered a New York Times classified ad actually when that was a thing, and fell into real estate. Worked under another agent, which is very typical, for about 3.5 years. Very successful agent at Brown Harris Stevens. Cut my teeth there, was really her back end person, so transaction manager. Did everything from accepted offer to closing for her. And that's the part that I still enjoy. A lot of agents don't. It's a lot of paperwork, but it's interesting to learn how people made their money and what they did with it once they have it. I met John on a couple transactions back in 2006, and we went to lunch, and I was looking for a way to get out on my own. He was looking for a business partner, so it worked out, perfectly. I could instantly be a benefit to the business he already had going because I could help him with the back end of the stuff, an element that he doesn't necessarily love. And then TJ joined us. John and I have been together for 18.5 years, going on 19 years. TJ joined us about 6 years ago, and then we jumped into a full partnership last year. And because he had a need for some more structure, and we had such a good working relationship over the last 6 years, so that's when we decided to join forces and become GVC.
Where'd you get your work ethic from?
I attribute my work ethic to my family. Being raised in a working household, my parents both worked. My mom inside the house, my dad outside the house. He would work double shifts many times running the business. He was the manager of a small business. And my mom would always, even though she was a stay-at-home mom, she would bake cakes, she would babysit. So they both instilled this constant work, busybody sort of mentality. And it stuck with me. I don't see myself slowing down anytime soon. So, but I enjoy it. I enjoy being busy all the time. Just ask my wife. Just finishing up a few things before we head into the city.
What do you like most about living up here?
I would say my favorite thing is the tranquility. Being surrounded by nature, having all of the greenery. I lived in the city for over 20 years. Rather than being surrounded by concrete, being surrounded by trees and grass. I also love to do things outdoors. So it's a great dichotomy with the city, and it really helps me relax and sort of separate myself from the work that is nonstop, as you see.
What is a quality you appreciate the most or always look for in a new listing?
It actually doesn't jive with the listing itself. It's actually the people. So the most fun projects to work on are when we have a client, a seller that is, or buyer for that matter, but on the listing side, we have a client that will take our guidance, that appreciates our expertise, that works with us in terms of staging, etc. And they bring some fun to the table, and they're easy to work with. So it's really not about the listing. I like to sell any listing that we get. And there's challenging ones, easier ones to sell, quote unquote, but it's really about the people. All right, let's head to the city.
What do you like most about working with the team?
I would say it's the diversity of people. One of the things that's always kept me interested and engaged in real estate is the diversity of the work, the diversity of the people, the projects, the different apartments, managing agents, attorneys, other agents, customers, clients, etc. That is what has kept my attention and makes it fun because there's always a new challenge to overcome. And now working with 3 different locations, 3 different teams, and we have a great group of people that we work with, keeps that fire burning and makes it interesting and fun.
Lastly, what is something you hope people can learn about real estate through your videos?
One of the things I always tell people, especially new clients, people that have never traded property here in the city, never been through the process, is you're not going to retain everything. I'm going to give you a lot of information. The process is very challenging. It's very arduous. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of pitfalls to avoid, which is all great for a real estate agent because it provides job security at the end of the day. What I hope is that they just grab the higher level things and work with me in tandem to make decisions to move forward. So it's not about retaining all of it. That's why you work with a good real estate agent. It's just about taking in the information, making a decision, moving on. Watching the videos can be good refreshers of that. The video content that we put out there can remind them of certain differences between one thing or another, etc. So retention is going to be challenging when this isn't your standard day-to-day, but that's why we have a job.